When you said that pipe, do you know where that pipe's kept, or
No,
you thought it was yellow?
Yeah, it was a yellow pipe.
Okay. How round? I mean, could you tell?
About
With the leg shackles off too? I can take them off while you're over here. Is that all right?
yeah.
I can make a few more keys.
Yeah. Where did they come?
Yep. Alright, eventually we'll get there. Take longer to get you unhooked than it will doing that.
Thank you.
Alright, where's this one at? Okay.
You go back, just leave this one off since they got the white one underneath. I'll just have it sitting over there.
If you don't want it on, that's fine.
But it's not like this one smell like snow.
Oh, okay. Yep, that's up to you.
Is that what you guys don't get yelled at?
Oh, that's alright, man. Be with you in a sec, okay?
Yep.
Alright. Real quick, we gotta go over your rights again, okay? We did yesterday?
So I gotta sign it again?
Yep.
Can we just say that we read it and just sign it?
No, I'm sorry, man. 132. Did you read along that one?
I have read.
Let me read you your rights first, okay? You still gotta go through the process. Before we ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to the advice and presence of a lawyer, even if you cannot afford to hire one. If you wish a lawyer and cannot pay for one, you may apply to the court and one will be appointed to you without cost or charge to you. If you wish to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to the lawyer. Understand all those?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions about those?
Nope.
Okay. Do you want to read the waiver out loud to me?
Yep. I have read the statement of my rights as shown above. I understand my rights are. I am willing to answer questions and make a statement. I do not want a lawyer present during this interview. I understand and know what I am doing. No promise or threats have been made to me, and no pressure of any kind has been used against me.
Understand all that?
Yep.
Any questions about those? Okay. If you want to talk to us, just go ahead and sign your name and print below, all right? Couple things we gotta work on, okay? Is obviously the autopsy was completed this morning. She was beat up, okay? And there's a lot of talk going around. She was beat up yesterday. It's not specifically that you and Nicole did it, supposedly some others, okay? So that's the biggest thing we wanna hit, and then there's a couple other things we wanna hit just to tie up a couple loose ends, okay? So that's what we wanna talk about, all right? Does that make sense? Okay.
Well, I know she was badly beaten when I first got there.
Okay.
Because she had bruises already on her face,
All right.
on her sides and that.
Was that would be 2 days ago now. Was that 2 days ago when she was beat up, or we're talking about
When I first
Saturday?
to the
Okay.
house,
she was beat up then?
she was already beat up.
Right. And that's the problem we're having. A lot of people, since this has come out, have come forward and said that the whole household, I mean, it doesn't matter who it was just pummeling that poor girl. I mean, I know we know what happened Saturday. There's also the possibility from the coroner's report, there's internal injuries from something up, basically up her ass. Something shoved up her ass. Okay? And then obviously all the contusions to the head, some of that stuff. So, trying to find out what you've seen or what happened. I mean, specifically, most of this would have been Saturday, all during the day Saturday, so.
Well, I know Zach shoved a pipe up her ass one day.
Is that something you've seen, or?
Yeah, right there in front of mom.
Okay. And was that Saturday, or?
That was like the day, like Friday.
Okay, that'd have been Friday.
Was it Friday or Saturday morning?
And that was Zach. Can you describe for me what happened?
It was all over mom. Nicole gave him the idea to shove something up her ass, and then fucking Zach tried to drive her van. He ended up going outside grabbing this yellow pipe. I don't know where the fuck he got it from.
Like a yellow pipe, you said? Okay.
And fucking came in and just.
And she did what he
She
told her?
started, yeah.
Okay.
She was literally afraid of everybody in the house.
And I mean, I have to ask it wasn't a sexual thing, right? What he did? I mean,
It was just violence,
okay.
just torture.
That's what I mean. It wasn't a sexual thing. It wasn't for her gratification or his gratification sexually. It was just a torture. Okay. What other things have you seen?
Seen him stomping her, hitting her. All they above.
And who does that?
Practically everybody in the house. Only person I haven't seen do anything is Kevin Senior.
Okay.
That's the only person that I did not see do anything.
Now, is that things that he has seen, or he's not there when that happened?
Yeah, he's not.
Okay. But some of this has happened in front of Sherry?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And it was Zach that shoved the pipe up her rectum. Who was there when he did that?
Nicole, Sherry,
Sherry seen this?
Shannon, and the rest of the boys who were running around the house.
Okay. And where did it happen at?
In Sherry's room.
In Sherry's room it happened?
Mainly everything happens in Sherry's room.
Okay.
Because she constantly sits right there by that dresser.
Right. She don't move much, does she?
She's either in her room or in Sherry's room, sitting right there by the dresser, by the feet, staring at the floor.
And specifically that Saturday, or just a couple days ago. Who all was hitting her or anything Saturday? Because like I said, we got a lot of marks, bruises, things that we got to account for.
Nicole, Shannon hit her with the bell a few times, then left the room.
Okay.
Zach, Garth,
What were they doing?
they were just stomping her.
Okay. With the feet or with fists or?
Just, while she's on the ground, just stomping her.
Okay. Anybody else?
Nicole.
The belt. Is that just something that Shannon used or did other people?
Nicole used it, Zach used it.
Okay. And where is that belt kept?
The belt was my belt because Nicole ended up breaking my belt buckle on it.
Oh, okay.
And she ended up just taking my belt I do not know where the belt's at.
Okay.
All I know it's somewhere in the house.
And it was just a belt, or does it have something on the end of it?
It's just a belt.
Oh, it's just a belt? Okay. Where would they hit her with that at?
Anywhere.
Just all over? Okay. Is it, you said the buckle's broke. Is
Yeah.
it shortened because of the buckle, or just the buckle's off its normal length?
It's a normal length belt.
Okay. Just the buckle broke?
Yeah, it's just the belt broke.
And, anything else used?
Don't use locks. A board.
Okay. What's the locks, or what are you talking about there?
The lock. They would put it on the belt and just start beating her.
Okay. How'd they put it on the belt?
Just right through.
Okay. And what kind of lock was it?
One of the big master locks.
Okay. Like the combinations or the
No,
key ones?
Key locks.
Okay. Where'd they keep that, or where was that at?
They was on top of the TV.
Okay.
Now I don't know where it's at.
Anything else?
Um,
You said a board. Where was what?
the board is the paddle that they have,
Okay.
and they would use that.
When you said that pipe, do you know where that pipe's kept, or
No,
you
I
thought
don't.
it was yellow?
Yeah, it was a yellow pipe.
Okay. How round? I mean, could you tell?
About
So when you do that,
about the size
roughly-
of a 50-cent piece.
okay, about the size of a 50-cent piece. Okay. You said it was yellow, right?
Yeah.
How long?
Roughly say about that one.
Okay. A little over a foot.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you saw it. How far did it go in?
I would say he shoved it in maybe about 5-6 inches.
Okay. Is it something he just shoved it in, or was he
He did
in and out, in and out? What was he doing?
do repeatedly in and out. In.
Okay. It was pretty hard when he was doing it, I'm assuming? Okay. And what was anybody saying when it was happening?
Nothing. Just telling her to stand there.
And she was standing up when this happened?
Mhm.
Okay. And this was Zach, right? Okay. Obviously, you said Sherry saw it, because she was, I mean, she don't get out of that bed very often, does she? Okay.
The furthest she goes is across the street to the Salvation Army.
Oh, does
That's
she?
the furthest she'll go.
Okay.
Other than that, she's either in bed or by the computer.
Did you ever see, I guess, sex with anybody having sex with Vera?
Scotty has.
Okay. Can you describe that for me? I mean, is that something?
I didn't see it, but I know he took her upstairs, had sex with her.
Okay. And was that Saturday?
That was Thursday, Friday.
Okay. And can you kind of give me the background on that as far as, I mean, is that something Vera was okay with? Is that something that Vera didn't want to do, but she did?
I don't know.
Okay. Did she go up willingly?
She walked upstairs willingly with him and that, and then came back downstairs, went in the bathroom, took a shower, came back out.
Okay. So you don't know if that was, I mean, she could have been okay with it, or you wouldn't know the difference?
Yeah.
Would anybody else have seen that, or? I mean, as far as them having sex, I know going upstairs and,
All I know is Sherry's like Scotty's upstairs with her right now.
okay,
That as soon as I came in, that because I went down to the store, the Circle K, and I used my food stamp card. And that buy drinks for me, Nicole, and bought some Little Debbie's and that because I was high off my ass at the time. And I ended up coming back with some drinks and Little Debbie's. And I'm like, where the hell's Scotty at? Because Scotty was downstairs just kicking it. She's like, he's upstairs getting his dick wet. I'm like, okay.
Nothing that you know of as far as anybody raping Vera or anything like that?
Then
You want something to drink or anything like that?
water.
Want some water? Okay. Just something here.
So they're treating you pretty well over there
Yeah.
so far? You got a summit?
No,
No.
I'm just single man. Yeah, I asked him when I went over there, I'm like, you put me in a cell by myself. They're like, yeah, we can do that. Like, you get along with people? And as long as they ain't from another gang, yeah. I'm in a block with nothing but white people and one mixed dude.
You know anybody?
Dude, that's in the cell next to me knows my family, but he doesn't know me that well. He just knows me by looks, but he can't fully figure out who I am. Because that's how I got this shirt. He's like, I got some brand new drawers in there you can have. I kept trying to call my sister. Her phone won't accept calls.
Right.
I'm like, yeah. So he's like, here's an envelope, here's some paper. Go ahead and write her still away and tell her that you can't get a hold of her. Like, you're welcome.
Anything else you've seen while being in there? I mean, just
Just mainly,
cruelty to her?
just mainly them beating her.
Okay. And when you say they, I mean,
Zach, Guard, the boys.
okay. Zach Garth, does little Chucky do anything?
Chucky stays out of the way.
Okay.
He is honestly the one that I have never seen lay hands on her.
Okay.
But he'll verbally fucking talk to her
Right.
and that, but bitch, I'll kill you, you fucking hurt my mom, but
Right.
I never seen him lay a hand on her.
Okay. So we're looking at Zach and Garth as the main ones?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Scotty, he just verbal.
Scotty's verbally?
That's
Okay.
all he is.
Okay. So we got Chucky, who's more verbally than Scotty.
Yeah.
What about Mike?
Mike, he was verbal as hell when he came back from the hospital with her.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, Mike's literally not a fighter.
Okay. So
At all.
he's more. Mike really didn't do much of anything
No.
except for.
He would sit back and watch everything.
Okay. No, Shannon, apparently.
Shannon, the only time I seen her do it was that day with the belt. That was the only time
Okay.
I seen her hit her.
And that was Saturday.
It was Friday or Saturday, I'm not for sure.
That's the only time with Shannon?
That's the only time I seen her over here.
And she just hit her with the belt, or with the belt with the
With
lock?
the belt with a lock
Okay. And do you remember where it hit her at or anything like that?
in the back.
In the back? Okay. And then as far as Garth and Zach, what have you seen them doing?
They sock her in the mouth, sock her anywhere, stomp her, hit her with shit.
Like throwing things at her?
And
They kick her any?
Mhm.
Basically, they kick and punch her anywhere,
Yeah.
face, body. Okay. And specifically Saturday, or that Saturday, the day, we all know what day it was. It's Saturday into Sunday night. This was Sunday mornings when this happened. So, what were they doing Saturday to her?
Mainly kicking the shit out of her
Okay.
all day.
And kicking her or just punching her?
Kicking her, punching her,
Is anywhere specific or?
just wherever their foot landed.
Okay. And that was both Zach and Garth?
Mm.
Okay. And does she try to get away when this happened? What's she do?
She just lays there, she curls up into a ball.
And just takes the hits? Does Sherry try to stop it or anything like that?
Nope. The reason why she don't try to stop it is because she knows how her boys are.
Yeah. You ever seen Sherry hit her? Vera?
With that little back scratcher going like this every time she fucks up on her legs.
Okay.
And it just,
That's when she's working on her feet or whatever. Where's she hit her that with that?
just on top of the head,
Okay.
like bop.
Okay, so it's not like to break it, it's just enough to.
Yeah. It's just,
And that's when she works with her feet.
because the back scratcher's only that thing.
Okay.
She just barely,
So if she hit her hard enough, it'd probably snap.
yeah, if she literally hit her, it would snap.
Okay. You said Kevin Senior, you've never seen touch
I've
her?
never seen him touch.
It's everybody in the house, right? Michael, Shannon.
Mike, Shannon, Scotty,
Yeah, Scott.
Garth, Zach, Sherry, Kevin Sr.,
And it was you and Nicole then
Me
for
and
a short
Nicole.
time. Okay.
and Chuck.
And Chucky. That's everybody. Okay. What was Nicole, as far as that Saturday, what was Nicole doing? We gotta account for a lot of these injuries, so that's what we're trying to do.
Nicole was mainly taking the belt to her.
Okay. With the lock on it or
Yeah.
without? Okay.
Then when Mike and Shannon went to the hospital, she ended up beating the shit out of her. Just zopped her.
Nicole did? That was after Mike and Nicole
Yeah, that was after
or
they
Mike
left.
got back or when they
Yeah.
left?
Left.
Okay. After the spray incident
Yeah.
or whatever? Okay. What was Nicole? That was with the belt that she was doing it with?
At
Or?
the time, it was just her fist.
Okay. Where'd that happen at?
In the middle of Sherry's room in the living room.
Okay. You said that was with fists?
Yeah.
Where at?
Face, body.
Okay. Was Vera balled up like you had mentioned before, or was she standing up, or she
She was
just
balled up.
on the ground? On the ground or on the couch or something?
She was on the ground
Okay.
right there. Because here's the TV. They got the one stand right here.
Mhm.
Then you got the
Little kid.
stand here.
Yeah.
No, they moved that stand. The stand's over in front of the left. They got the little kid right there now.
Oh, okay. So then more in the living room
Yeah.
or portion? Okay.
It was in the middle of the archway in the living room area.
Anybody else hit her at that time?
Mm.
You said Zach and Garth during that day,
Yeah.
they punched, kicked, did a bunch of stuff, but not during this time.
Not during that time.
Okay. We'll take you back, going later that night, Mike and Shannon come back. Anybody hit her, punch her, doing anything then?
Nicole did.
She did some
Zach
more?
did.
Okay.
Then I guess Nicole and Zach had a talk. Then Zach's like, look, go with Nicole, she knows what to do.
Okay.
And I was already started to drink.
Right. So Nicole and Zach started beating on her a little bit when Mike got back?
A little bit, but then he's
Nothing too bad, and then they
nothing
started
too
talking?
bad. Then they started talking.
You know, when you guys left with Vera, Zach said Nicole knows what to do, or
Mhm.
something along those lines? Okay. So then what happens?
Well, we left, went down, went across the street towards Salvation Army to that parking lot. down that road to the tracks by the factory place or whatever.
Okay.
Went down onto where the overpass is. And that right there on the tracks.
Okay.
Nicole pulled out the knife, started stabbing her. Then as soon as she dropped down to the ground, Nicole told her to fucking take clothes. She laid the knife down to grab the clothes, threw the clothes over the side, then started stabbing her again. She's like, now show me your love, and handed me the knife. I stabbed her 6 times. Leg, back. Yeah. Then
You said chest as well?
and in her back, knife. She just went back to town.
Okay.
As soon as she said that, she ain't moving no more. Like, she went down with the knife, started tapping her stiff, she was dead. We ended up leaving.
Okay.
She took and went where I was, and through the night. I heard it hit the water, and we ended up walking back up.
Definitely, you were spot on with the night. I mean, that's almost exactly where you said it was, is where they found it, so we do have the night. Why the clothes? Do you have any idea why she, I mean, did she ever say why?
Mm,
Did Nicole ever say why, or, you know, what was gonna happen, or what her and Zach talked about?
she never said what Zach never talked about. All I got told is when we walked out, she's like, walk to the tracks. Okay, I know my way to the track.
Right, that's what she told you to do?
Yeah, she said just walk to the track. I know exactly where the tracks are.
Right.
And boom.
Is that why, or what Vera do? Did she tell Vera to do the same, or Vera just followed
She
you, or
just
what?
followed.
Did somebody tell Vera to go with you guys?
Nicole,
Nicole did?
she's like, come on.
Okay.
She told Vera to come on. And she's like, come on then. She told me to come on from my own. So she's like, we're walking to the track. And I know the track starts. Boom.
And once you were done, what'd you guys do? I mean, obviously she said threw the knife
She
in the...
threw the knife, we walked back up the tracks, came back down the road, and on our way back down the road, cops coming up this way. We walked right by an officer.
Okay.
He cut through the parking lot. When he got there right by the dumpster, she took off her pink sweatsuit that had love on it,
Okay.
threw it in there, and then went around the corner of the Salvation Army and across the street. She went upstairs, and ended up passing out, ended up back to my sister's.
Do you remember where all the clothes went?
Her clothes are, Vera's.
Okay.
Because I know Nicole threw her clothes in the dumpster, and she threw Vera's over the edge of the, tracks, over the rail track.
Right. Okay. Did you see, or did you put some clothes in the closet up at the Brooks' house?
No.
Okay. Because there was a couple pairs of shoes with blood on them and a pink top that was pulled out of the Brooks' house. You recall how that would have got there or anything like that? I mean, or what you did with your clothes?
My clothes, I threw in the, laundry basket downstairs.
Okay.
That's what I did with mine.
Okay.
Unless they took them out of the laundry basket and took them upstairs.
Okay.
Are they your clothes or Punky's clothes?
I had punky shorts on and my t-shirt.
What kind of shoes were you wearing?
The shoes I was wearing were white. They were red ends.
And those would have been upstairs.
They weren't the ones you had on yesterday?
No.
Okay. Did you remember what Nicole was wearing? Like what kind of shoes?
Nikes with the blue check on them. I'm not for sure what color they were.
Okay.
Did you go check on Vera after
No.
she said she was dead?
No.
You said you stabbed her how many times?
6.
You be willing to give up a buccal swab? It's a DNA.
Yeah.
That'd be alright? We got a form we'll read through you, advising you that you don't have to give it up voluntarily.
I'll
Everything's your
give you a
choice.
swab, I'll give you blood.
Nope, all I gotta do is a Q-tip on the inside of your cheeks. And that's the extent of it, so, let me go get that stuff. We'll be back in, alright? I'll be back soon. This is basically a consent to collect biological samples for DNA analysis, okay? This is I. We'll go with Daniel. Bixler. Been informed by him, Detective Tuttle, and DeGraff, okay? Nothing's changed from yesterday. Who have properly identified themselves as authorized officers of the Findlay Police Department, which I think you should know that by now. Have my constitutional right not to have the biological samples taken from me without a search warrant. Basically what that means is, if you don't want to give it to us, we'll get a search warrant. You understand that? That'd be the only way we could get it.
Yeah.
Just getting it from you would be a search warrant if you don't want to give it to us. So that's what that means. Knowing of my constitutional right to refuse to such a search, I willingly give permission and consent to the above named officers to obtain those biological samples they deem necessary for DNA testing purposes to wit.
Buccal swab. CCAL, I believe. Essentially, if we're gonna draw blood, we'd say draw blood there. We're just gonna use the buccal swabs, which are just little cotton swabs you put inside your cheek.
The above named officers further have my permission and consent to take from my person the biological sample listed above, which they desire for DNA testing purposes in the case or cases under investigation. This written permission to obtain biological samples without a search warrant is given to me, to the above named officers voluntarily and without any threats or promises or coercion of any kind. Okay, you understand that? We're not standing over you, beating you, making you do this or anything like that. You understand everything? Okay. Any questions about any of that? Okay. So it'll be signed by me on the 28th day, March 2011. 2:16 p.m. Patient consent. Any questions on any of that? You all right with giving that? Okay, like I said, it's just a Q-tip. You just want to sign on the X, put your social security number and date of birth. You're right. Excellent. it's just a Q-tip. What you do is, I'll give you one, just start on one side, put it on the inside of your cheek, swirl it around, make your cheek stick out. And then when I'll give you another one, just do the other side, okay? Nothing to it. And as you can see, it's not open, okay?
You want this mark right and left?
Suppose you can.
I usually do it probably over
Give you one.
the right cheek.
Yeah, you want to do your right cheek first, okay?
Thanks. Alright.
Okay, that should be good. You do your left. Alright, that should be good. Thank you.
Hold on to that, just 1 second.
Yep.
That's the left, correct? Just so I
Yep.
don't say the wrong thing.
Alright, got a few more questions. Do you know, I know you're not gonna be able to know exactly what time you guys went to Destin's. Ain't gonna be perfect, but do you remember about what time?
The first time we went over was around 2 o'clock. We left there like an hour later. It was like 3. Went back to Sherry's. And while we were at Sherry's, and then I was upstairs. Vera was doing Sherry's legs. Me and Cole, Scotty and Zach were upstairs getting high. Came out, went into, because I was staying in Zach's room. Me and Nicole went in Zach's room, laid down, had sex, ended up going back downstairs. Then we ended up going down to the store, bought Hobbs and some Little Debbie's. Then came back. That's when I ended up started drinking because I had a bottle of vodka upstairs in the fridge. It was just only a little bit of vodka. Started drinking it. Then we ended up going down towards Wendy's because Zach's like, Alan's gonna meet us down here by Wendy's. Well, while we were walking towards Wendy's and that, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go back over to my sister's because with my sister. Went back over that way. My sister's like, I wanna get drunk. Okay. Alan's like, I know, dude, it's on a party right now. So we went across town to dude's house because we were about to rob dude and take his alcohol. Just go back to my sister. Well, dude ended up leaving and went to the bar. So we were shit out of luck there. So we ended up going back to my sister's. Her boyfriend / whatever you want to call him ended up going out and buying alcohol and came back because he went out and bought more vodka and Smirnoffs and came back. Well, my sister lives upstairs of the part of the apartment and that. She's like, we can't be here when my roommate shows up. Okay. So her boyfriend lives downstairs with his wife. So we ended up going downstairs and was down there. She brought the baby and everything down. I'm like, says I really don't want to drink around your daughter. I know she's only like 6 months. I really don't want to drink her.
So,
So I was mainly outside drinking while everybody else was inside drinking.
okay.
Because I wasn't going to drink around your daughter.
So with the, obviously Vera got killed. Did you guys go to your sister's after Vera got killed?
That was when we went back to the house. I was drunk and Nicole got told by Mike what happened. I didn't get told until after we got back from doing what we did. Mike told me afterwards, which I kind of already knew what it was once it all went down, because Nicole already told her that if Mike comes back with bad news, it's over.
So, let's go that angle. Mike gets back, Mike and Shannon get back from the hospital. How recent after that did you guys take Vera for a walk?
About 10-15 minutes
Okay.
afterwards.
So shortly after they got back?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it still light out?
No.
It was dark? Okay. So say 10 to 15 minutes after Mike and Shannon got back when you guys went for a walk? Now, how long you guys think you were gone with Vera when you guys went for your walk?
About 15-20 minutes.
Okay, wasn't very long then. So it's pretty much once you got there and then
Yeah.
out? Okay. Once you got back, how long after that did you go to your sister's house?
I was only there. So Nicole went upstairs and ended up falling asleep because she was already intoxicated. So she fell asleep. Kevin joined at me because I ended up getting his boys drunk.
Right.
So I'm like, bro, just get my sister back over here. And I ended up going to the place.
I guess my question is, did Vera get killed before you guys went back to your sister's house the second time?
It was after. Because the second time, it was me, Zach, and all of us over there.
Right.
I ended up going back by myself over to my sister's.
Right.
She ended up, once the boys were there at the house, it was already done and over with.
Okay. So once Vera was killed,
Yeah.
and then you and all the boys went to your sister's house?
Yes.
Okay. And how long was it after she was killed that you all went back over to your sister's house?
Yeah. Like 20 minutes, 30
Okay.
minutes. We only stayed there about an hour.
So after Vera was killed, you went back to Sherry's house, stayed there for roughly 20 to 30 minutes, and then everybody went to your sister's house? Okay.
Because we had to walk up and meet Alan, then we went over.
Okay.
What's this?
When you guys went for a walk with Vera, I mean, ultimately when she got killed, who was in the house when you guys left?
Sherry, Zach, Gar, and Scotty was upstairs.
Who would have seen you guys leave?
Sherry, Zach, and Gar.
Okay. And did they see you leave with?
Yeah.
Okay. You said Scotty was upstairs?
Yeah. He was upstairs still getting high.
Okay. Did Sherry, Zach, or Garth know what you were doing?
Zach knew what was up.
Okay. And that's from his comment
Yeah.
to you that Nicole knows what to do or something
Yeah.
along those lines? Okay.
How was Vera able to walk after all the abuse she was taking that day?
I don't know. She was walking. She was more walking like this. The whole time we walk.
She bleeding at that point from anything that had happened?
No.
So she was able to walk there under her own?
Yeah.
Okay. You didn't have to carry her or nobody had to drag her or anything like that? Okay. You guys talking about anything on the way there? Not at all?
The only thing that was said was we gotta go to the tracks.
That was said to you or to Vera or both?
Nicole told me that all we had to do is go to the tracks.
Okay.
So I just walked towards the tracks.
Left tracks.
All I got told was walk towards the tracks.
Okay. So you go to the tracks, Vera gets killed, everything that happens, happens. You come back to the Brooks house, right?
Yeah.
Who'd you tell, or you or Nicole? Who was told what happened?
Nicole told Zach that it's done and over with.
I mean, do you remember exactly what she said?
Not exactly. All I know is she said it's over with. 'Cause that's just to sum it up.
Okay. Anybody else get told?
She went up, gave Mike and them a hug, told her that they don't worry about.
Okay.
I think that was it. She really told me to.
Okay. In the story about Larry, where did that come up, or who came up with that, or that she left with Larry?
Zach told us to say that if anything goes down, to say that she left with Larry.
Okay.
So that way Kevin would think that she left with Larry.
Okay. How old Zach, anyway?
Zach is 19.
Okay. He's an adult now?
Yeah. Garth's 17.
Yeah, I thought one of them
Chucky's
was...
14.
Okay. There's a comment made by one of the people that there's a toothbrush used. It was stuck up Vera's ass, and she was made to brush her teeth with it.
That was Nicole's doing.
Okay. Did you see that?
No.
Okay. Who would have seen that? You know?
Nicole. Mainly Nicole. Because she
Okay.
was in the bathroom at the time with her.
Okay. Is that something Nicole told you, or how did that get out?
She came out and said I just made a dumb bitch shove a toothbrush up her ass.
Okay. And did anybody make her eat shit, drink piss, anything like that?
Nicole.
Nicole?
Zach.
When was that? Was that same day or
Friday.
something different? Friday?
Friday, Thursday she made her drink piss. Friday she made her eat dog shit.
That was Nicole
Yeah, Nicole and Zach.
and Zach? Okay.
I ended up getting sick seeing
So you saw it? What happened?
Zach kept blasting her until she ate it. Blast her until that she drank the piss.
Whose piss was it, or what? What was that?
And Zach pissed in a cup, told her to drink it.
Okay.
He's like, you ain't getting no water, you ain't getting nothing out of that fridge. Only thing you're getting is this piss.
Okay. And then Nicole was participating in that too? Okay. You said Zach had beat her until she drank it?
Mm-hmm.
The same way with the dog?
Yep.
Yeah, it was either Thursday or Friday or both days or something?
Both days. One day she drank piss, the next day she ate dog shit.
Okay. Anything else? Think you'd write out a statement to some of that? No?
That's one thing I don't do.
Because of the family, or you're just not gonna write out a statement? Okay. But my point is if this goes further, if we charge Zach with something, I mean, obviously you're gonna be a witness, so is Nicole, but,
And the only reason why I wanted a statement because once Crips find out,
okay,
that'll be all back on me. Any penitentiary I go to.
okay. Would you be willing to testify against Zach? No?
Because any penitentiary I go to, I'll end up getting killed.
Need some more water? Good.
Still got about half a cup.
We'll step out for a minute, all right? Like I said, a lot of times the reason we step out, we truly are still getting information. I mean, things are still coming in. Obviously, it's fresh. We still got officers out, so. And instead of bringing you over every day, it'd be nice to just get it all done, and then that way we don't have to keep bringing you back or keep pestering you, okay? We'll see if we get anything else,
Alright.
all right? Just need a little history there. Button on there. Where were we born? Toledo? And who were your parents, biological parents?
Mary, Louise, Bixler, but their maiden name is Pat.
Pack? P-A?
P-E-C-K.
Okay.
And
Is she still living?
no.
Okay, that's what That's what that was? Okay. When did she pass away?
February 20th of 08.
And how did she pass away?
She had a blood clot in her leg
Oh, okay.
and then broke.
Traveled up?
Broke off and then into her
Okay. And how old was she at the time?
45, 46.
And your biological dad?
Daniel Lee Bixler, Sr.
Is he still living?
Yep. He's in Marion Correctional Institution right now.
Marion Correction. What did he do to get in there?
Nearly killed someone. Then had a high-speed chase from Bowling Green, and it ended into
Okay. Has he been in prison before that, or is that the first time? What's some of his other charges?
rape. I don't know all of his first cases.
Okay.
But I know he was down for rape.
Has he been in prison most of his life then?
He spent 10 years in his first number. This number, he got 7 years.
Okay. Were you around him much, or?
I met my dad when I was 13.
Okay. Now, was your mother remarried, or?
She ended up getting married to my dad once he got out after his first number.
Okay, so she never had another boyfriend or another?
No.
Okay. And did her and your dad live together until they went to prison?
They were getting a divorce while I was in Northern Ohio Juvenile Community Corrections Facility.
Okay.
They were in the process of getting a divorce. That was in 05. Divorce didn't even get final till 08.
Okay.
And that once she passed away, that's when the divorce was final.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You said you were born in Toledo, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys obviously move down here at some point?
Well, I was in Tiffin, but my mom was life flighted to Toledo. And I was born in Toledo. We were living in Tiffin.
Oh, okay. So you're born in Toledo,
Yeah.
but actually
Lived in Tiffin.
lived in Tiffin? Okay.
Then when I got kicked out of the house at 14, I moved to Chino, California.
Okay.
So down in Chino for 6 years. Then moved back up this way.
Okay.
Cause I dropped out of school out there, came back this way, got into Columbia. Then found out that my mom wasn't feeling good and all that. So I ended up dropping out of school, going back to the streets, doing street life and that. Drugs left and right, just making money to take care of my mom.
That's when you were living in Tiffin?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you do out in Chino? Or, I mean, did you have family out there, or how'd you wind up out there?
I went out there just because I had people out there I knew.
Okay.
And that I just went out there to live with them.
Like friends and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Went out there and lived with them. Ended up getting my own place out there. Still got my own place out there.
Okay.
Which I'm trying to get hold of my grandma and tell her to sell it.
Does your grandma live out there, or? Okay.
My grandma lives in North Baltimore.
Okay. What'd you do out in Chino?
Sold drugs mainly.
Okay. I mean, that's kind of what you've been doing to survive? Okay. Then you came back to Tiffin.
Yeah, once I found out my mom wasn't feeling good, I came back.
Okay.
Take care of her. My grandpa passed away Thanksgiving Day, 2007. Because I got told that they were both weren't feeling good, so I came back. I was helping take care of my grandpa and my mom. My grandpa had cancer of the lungs, so I was helping take care of him. then going right next door to my grandma's house. So the way my grandpa and my grandma's house is set up, it's a 9-bedroom house, but they got a doorway at the bottom of the stairs that they just boarded off. Then a doorway at the top of the stairs they boarded off. So that way they both live in the same house, but it's this half's hers, this half is his.
Okay.
So I would just go right out the door and in the other door
Okay.
and help take care of both of them.
Okay. Until you moved out when you were 14, did you live with mom?
I stayed with mom,
Okay.
then I stayed with mom all the way up till I was 14. Then I ended up getting kicked out because I was too big out in the streets. She told me to back off and get out of the light.
Mhm.
So I ended up, alright, whatever, I ended up just leaving. She's like, because she kept telling me if you don't get out of the light, you're gonna end up getting out of this house. So I just left.
Right.
I stayed with a few friends until then ended up coming over this way, walked all the way out here, hitched a ride with this trucker that was heading out that way. Just went all the way out.
Okay. Then you came back. How long were you back before you were back a couple of years before you went to prison, right? Okay.
I was back for like 2 years.
Okay. And you wound up in prison almost 3?
Yep.
Okay. Then you got out March 3rd, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. How'd you meet Nicole, or how'd you guys?
I knew Nicole when she was like this,
Okay.
through her best friend Joanna and everything.
Okay.
And well, a few days after I got out, I was walking around and stuff. And I ran into Joanna, and Joanna's like, Nicole wants to holler at you. She's over at the library. Okay. So we walked over to the library. I ended up sneaking up on her, scaring the shit out of her.
Okay.
And ended up talking. She said that she was dating one of my homies and that at the time, but he wasn't treating her right. She was in an abusive relationship with him.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. Ended up telling her to go ahead and call and tell him that you're with me. She called him, told him like it's over. I'm with your best friend. Yeah, that didn't go
No? Had problems with the best friend?
yeah.
Okay.
He ended up showing up at my door. I'm like, dude, just leave.
Right.
I'm like, if I drag you in this house, it's all bad for you. So he ended up just leaving.
Okay.
He just told me to watch my back. I don't care.
And then you guys have kind of been dating since then?
It has been nothing. It's been not anywhere I go, she'll go.
Okay. And then she ran away a couple weeks ago, roughly?
No, she got kicked out of her mom's
Okay.
5 months ago, so she went living with her dad. Her dad kicked her out, so she went and lived with Joanna. And Joanna, then when I bumped into Joanna, she's like, Nicole wants to talk. So when I met her over at the library, she's like, I ain't really got no place to go on doing this thing with Joanna.
Right.
I'm like, okay. So in the meantime, I'm staying with my brother Matt. My brother Matt's like, I ain't gonna have no minor in my house. And that, because one, I don't know if she's a runaway. I don't know what's going on.
Sure.
And he's like, you constantly drink too much, and you ain't getting a minor drunk in my house.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. So I walked all the way up the river bend where my homie Jeff is. And I asked him if I could stay there with her. He's like, look, you can stay here tonight with her. But other than that, you can find another place because once his girl's mom comes home, and that he's like, she ain't gonna allow you to stay here. So we stayed there one night, ended up crashing at his dude Tom's place, which is the next which is the next apartment complex. Ended up staying there for a while. Then we walking around town and then went out to the park, Oakley Park, and ended up meeting up with my homie Seth out there. And that's when dude ended up shoving her because she had beef with dude's girl, and that because they ended up fighting way before. Dude ended up shoving her, going after her with a knife, and a few of her friends that was walking with Seth. That's how I ended up getting stabbed.
Okay.
With 2 stab wounds, I ended up smashing dude. I ended up curb stomping him, taking his jaw, putting him on the curb and stomping. That's more likely where my mark.
Is it? That's what I was gonna say. You're aware there's a couple things from Tiff, or at least one thing from Tiff.
That's more likely where my mark came from.
Okay. Then you guys wound up here?
Yeah, we ended up leaving town that same day
Okay.
and went to Sherry's.
Okay, so you went to Sherry's the day, or the same day, or thereabouts at that happened?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to give you a little food for thought, okay? Sherry's doing a lot of talking, okay, Facebook, whatever. Just gonna throw a couple of these word for word, okay? Vera was murdered last night by my cousin and 17-year-old girlfriend. They're both in lockup. Girlfriend's pissed off because Vera was looking at my cousin. Because Vera talked to my cousin and looked at him. They tortured her and undressed her naked and gutted her like a fish, then left a train slice her in half. They contemplated her, ripped her body all to pieces, slit her throat, cut off her fingers, cut her eyes out. Asked how Zach was doing. He cried, but he's holding up, still grieving. No. Girl asked if she's okay. She says, no, I'm not okay. Vera's my cousin. And I don't know. Everybody's slamming me. I don't know nothing. Just little pieces of stuff. Talk to the detectives. Just a whole lot of talk on Facebook. She just says it was you and the girlfriend only. They must be, sorry I shouldn't laugh at this, but they must be yelling at her because she's getting all kind of pissed off, telling them they can all fuck off. But basically, just so you know, man, that whole family's throwing you and Nicole under the bus. So if you think you got loyalty, just know there's no loyalty coming back to you. Okay? I'm not lying. They ain't been one thing that we've said this whole time that we've been talking to that ain't been the truth, so. Alright? Is there anything we need to know about Nicole?
She's temperamental.
Okay.
She's got a temper.
Alright. She gonna tell us anything?
She's gonna end up keeping her mouth shut.
Think
As long
so?
as she-
Even though she's already been charged? I
Yeah.
mean, she's gonna be charged herself, so.
The only way that she'll talk is if more like what I told her.
Okay.
That's the only way that she'll talk. Because when Officer Brian from Tiffin called her phone to figure out who I was, she straight told him, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't telling you who he is. I ain't telling you nothing. Then hung up.
Okay. From the assault or whatever
Yeah.
you were talking about earlier? Okay. Do you think she'll be pretty tight-lipped?
Mhm.
What'll make her talk?
The only way that I get her to talk is to have me tell her.
Okay.
That's the only way that she's gonna talk.
But you know we can't do that, so.
Because I can stand out there and be like, tell him. I can stand out there and be like, tell him.
Okay. Got any questions for us? I think we're about done today. I'll let you finish up. If you wanna throw your shirt on there, take your time, man, okay? We're not rushing. Get you back over there. If there's something, by all means, you got our cards. If there's something that comes up in your head or you
I don't know
decide,
what they do with the cards. They put them in a bag.
oh, did they?
You know, I don't know.
Just ask them, I mean, that, or just, if you can remember Tut or Graph or something,
Yeah.
kinda, they'll know who we're
I'll
talking.
figure it out.
All you do is just call over here, they'll know we're here to talk to you, okay? If there's something that comes up, or you change your mind, that you do wanna write a statement, or wanna,
If I write a statement, I would have to end up going to PC as soon as I read it.
I understand what your thing is, I'm just telling you, remember, there's no allegiance to the Brookses, cause they got none to you, okay? Just remember that, alright? Cause obviously Zach plays a bigger role in this than, you know, what we thought at first. Sure sounds like it, so. I mean, if he's, whatever he told Nicole, or, you know, I don't know that conversation yet, but that's kind of important, so. Alright, so if there's something you can think of, something we need to talk about, or, let me know. Alright? Ready to go, bud? You. Everybody's gonna wonder what happened to you, man. You smell like cigarettes. That's one thing. I worked in that jail for 7 years, and man, you get that cigarette smell in there, and everybody can smell it. Okay. I'm not too tight.
No.
Am I right? Okay. Yeah, we'll go up front again. All right, you ready?
Yeah.